There's what? Do you have any comment on what's happening here, Lemlem?
My name is Miguel Molina. I have worked with and for the rights of the indigenous and Latino communities for decades. As a child, I broke my back as a laborer and a picker in the scorching fields of misery. My whole familia were farm workers, and my father was beaten and brutalized by the police and the INS. And I saw my mother knocked unconscious trying to defend my father. As the Flashpoints team in La Onda heads to Minneapolis, home and birthplace of the American Indian movement, to cover the indigenous response to the Republicrats' conventions, I wanted to speak to the KPFA Pacifica peace community about a very violent police action taken by our Pacifica Patrones that has no place in the Pacifica peace community and community radio. I'm referring to a recent decision by our Patrones at KPFA and Pacifica to call the police and allow 8 well-armed cops to beat, cuff, hogtie, and drag out of KPFA a most trusted colleague and KPFA apprenticeship graduate, Nadra Foster. Foster, who has been at KPFA for about 10 years, was referred to in a recent and widely distributed management email signed by the interim general manager as an unauthorized visitor and arrested at the request of KPFA management for trespassing on private property. She was badly roughed up by the police and emotionally wounded, even as Pacifica Executive Director Nicole Sawaye apparently tried to prevent Hard Knock radio producer Waylon Sutherland from visually documenting the 8-cop assault against Nadra. The closest eyewitness, Anita Johnson from Hard Knock Radio, has given a very compelling and troubling written eyewitness account that is now widely available. Since the incident, Anita says she feels totally unsafe in KPFA under the current management. I assure you, brothers and sisters, Anita is not alone in feeling vulnerable and terrorized. And what a shocking turn of events for me. Imagine, almost 20 years ago, I and my brothers and sisters from the indigenous community brought the sacred drum of peace and broke ground on this very land for this beautiful building that we now work out of. With that sacred breaking of ground, we declared this building a sanctuary against violence, a new home for peace, and a network that was created nearly 6 decades ago to promote peace and understanding amongst all communities. And here we have the Pacifica Patrones mimicking their corporate twins, using police power to sustain their political point of view. As a former member of the local station board and a producer for 30 years, I'm calling for the national board to immediately launch a truly independent investigation to thoroughly document what did happen and when in KPFA and Pacifica management that led to this violent police action. Also, I am calling for an investigation as to whether local or national management tried to impede the documentation of police violence inside Free Speech KPFA. Those responsible for this brutal incident need to be held accountable both legally and morally. In conclusion, I must say to you, I was shocked to hear the chair of the National Board of Pacifica State on KPFA in the wake of this violent incident that she takes off her hat to the KPFA management for doing such a good job keeping the mothership afloat. I wonder if this Pacifica high official would have said the same thing if Nadra Foster, a black single mom, had been tasered, shot, or murdered. In closing, let us not forget, police violence is justice denied. This is Miguel Gavilan Molina, commenting for Flashpoints.
And that wraps it up for another edition of Flashpoints.
No tenemos que mostrar ningún papel, no tenemos que decirle nada a nadie, menos a la migra, menos a la migra. Y si la agarran, usted ya sabe qué hacer. Tenemos derecho de mantener silencio, tenemos derecho de hablarle a un abogado. No tenemos que firmarle un documento, porque seguro es para la deportación.